My sister-in-law hated me for being poor. She played a prank calling me the housemaid at her party and posted it online to embarrass me. But what my husband did next shut her up. My husband Harry and I have been married 2 years. We met in college, started dating after graduation, and honestly, I've never been happier except for one thing. His sister, Olivia. Olivia runs a successful marketing agency and lives in a world where your worth is measured by your bank account. My parents worked hard their entire lives. Dad was a janitor, mom did housekeeping, and ran errands for wealthier families. They raised me and my 3 sisters with dignity and love. I'm genuinely proud of where I come from. But Olivia, she made a face the first time I mentioned my parents' jobs at a family dinner. Ever since, she's made it clear I'm not good enough for her family. She'd serve me dinner on noticeably cheaper plates than everyone else. She bought me an $85 knockoff tote bag for my birthday, while gifting her assistant an all-expenses-paid trip to Bali the same year. Harry got a Rolex. I never told Harry how bad it was. I didn't want to create drama between siblings. Looking back, that was my biggest mistake. Last month, Olivia invited us to her housewarming party at her new downtown condo. The place probably cost $800,000 2 days before the event. She called me directly. "Hey, could you come early to help set up?" "Just us girls," she said sweetly. "I want to get to know you better." I was shocked. Maybe she was finally trying to bond with me. Harry had work and couldn't come until later. So I showed up at 4 p.m., 2 hours before guests arrived. The moment I walked in, Olivia handed me a black apron. "The caterer canceled last minute. You don't mind helping serve, right? You said your mom did this kind of work." My stomach dropped, but her friends were already arriving. I felt trapped. For the next 2 hours, I served champagne and appetizers to 50 people, while Olivia played hostess in a designer dress. Her friends kept asking me for refills like I was invisible. No one knew I was the sister-in-law. Then came the toast. Olivia clinked her glass and gathered everyone in the living room. I was in the kitchen when she called out, "Can our wonderful housemaid join us?" I walked out, still wearing the apron. She had this huge smile. "I want to thank my amazing staff for tonight," she announced, gesturing at me. "Isn't she just wonderful? So dedicated." Her friends laughed and raised their glasses. Then came the phones. Everyone was recording. She threw her arm around me. "You know, good help is so hard to find these days. I'm lucky I found someone who really understands service." More laughter. She was loving this. I stood there frozen, humiliated, as she took selfies with me in the apron. Within 30 minutes, the photos were all over her Instagram story. The caption read, "When you find the perfect help for your party." She even married into good families. Blessed, large housemaid goals. Her comment section was filling up with laughing emojis. I was in the bathroom crying when Harry finally arrived at 7 p.m. He'd been texting me, wondering where I was. One of Olivia's friends, probably drunk, showed him the Instagram post, thinking it was funny. Harry found me, saw the apron on the counter, and his face went completely cold. He didn't say a word to me. He just walked straight into the living room where Olivia was still holding court. "Give me your phone," he said. His voice was quiet, but everyone heard it. The room went silent. "What? Harry, we're celebrating? Give me your phone." She handed it over, laughing nervously. Harry deleted every post, every story, every photo from that night while 60 people watched in complete silence. Then he turned to face the entire party. "This woman you all humiliated tonight, she's my wife, the woman I chose to spend my life with. And Olivia, since you care so much about status and money, let me remind you of something." He pulled out his phone and opened an email. "This is the ultrasound you've been waiting to announce. You were going to tell everyone tonight that you're finally pregnant after 3 years of trying." Olivia's face went from confused to horrified. "But first, you decided to humiliate my wife, who's 12 weeks pregnant, making her serve drinks and carry trays, risking her health and our baby." The room exploded in gasps. I hadn't told anyone yet except Harry. His voice cracked with rage. "You knew! Mom told you last week and you planned this anyway." Olivia tried to speak, but he held up his hand. "Every person here watched you force a pregnant woman to be your servant and laughed about it." Then I felt something warm running down my leg. And when I looked down, Harry's phone hit the floor. The sound of it crashing against Olivia's expensive marble tiles was like a gunshot. Everything stopped. I looked down and saw the wetness spreading down my jeans, a dark stain that made my knees go weak. Harry saw it the same second I did. "Oh my God," someone whispered behind me. Harry moved so fast I barely registered it. He was beside me, his arm around my waist, holding me up because honestly, my legs had turned to jelly. "We need to go," he said, his voice shaking. "We need to go right now." I couldn't speak. I just stared at my jeans, at the floor, at the puddle forming near my feet. This couldn't be happening. Not here. Not in front of all these people who just watched me get humiliated. "Is she?" one of Olivia's friends started to ask, but Harry cut her off. off. "Get out of the way!" he snapped, half carrying me toward the door. People scattered like we were on fire. Some of them were still holding their phones. I could see them filming even now, capturing my worst moment on video. Olivia just stood there, frozen, her face pale. "Harry, I didn't mean for—" "Don't," Harry said, not even looking at her. "Don't you dare." Someone handed him my purse. I think it was Olivia's husband, but everything was blurry. My hands were shaking so badly I couldn't grip anything. Harry practically carried me to the elevator, and the second those doors closed, I started crying. Not the quiet kind, the ugly, gasping kind where you can't breathe. "It's okay," Harry kept saying, but his voice was breaking too. "It's okay. We're going to the hospital. They'll fix this. It's okay." But it wasn't okay. I could feel it. Something was wrong, really wrong. The drive to the emergency room was maybe 10 minutes, but it felt like hours. Harry ran 2 red lights and I didn't even care. He kept one hand on my leg, squeezing it, like he could keep me together through sheer force of will. I was doubled over in the passenger seat, pressing my hands against my stomach like I could somehow protect our baby from whatever was happening inside me. "Please," I whispered to nobody in particular. "Please, please, please." Harry pulled up to the ER entrance and didn't even bother parking. He just stopped the car right there, hazards on, and ran around to help me out. A nurse saw us coming and immediately grabbed a wheelchair. "How far along?" she asked, already moving fast. 12 weeks, Harry said. "She's 12 weeks and she's bleeding." They took me straight back. No waiting room, no paperwork, just straight through those double doors into a room with 2 bright lights and that antiseptic hospital smell that makes everything feel more serious. Harry stayed right beside me, holding my hand so tight it hurt, but I didn't tell him to stop. I needed that pain. It was the only thing keeping me grounded. A doctor came in, young, maybe in her 30s with kind eyes. "I'm Dr. Patel," she said. "Let's see what's going on, okay?" She asked me a million questions. When did the bleeding start? Was there any cramping? Had I been feeling okay before tonight? And then the question that made Harry's jaw clench. "Have you experienced any physical stress or exertion today?" I looked at Harry. His eyes were red. "She was on her feet for over 3 hours, he said, his voice tight. "Serving food and drinks at a party, carrying heavy trays, no breaks, no water." Dr. Patel's expression shifted, just slightly, but I saw it. Concern, real concern. "Okay," she said gently. "Let's get an ultrasound and see how baby's doing." The next 20 minutes were the worst of my life. They hooked me up to monitors, checked my vitals, and wheeled in the ultrasound machine. Harry stood beside me, gripping my hand like a lifeline. The tech squeezed that cold gel on my belly and moved the wand around, and all I could do was stare at that screen, trying to see anything, trying to understand what those shapes and shadows meant. And then I heard it, the heartbeat, fast and strong like a tiny drum echoing through the room. I started crying again, but this time from relief. Harry dropped his forehead against my arm, his whole body shaking. "Baby's still here," the tech said, smiling. "Heart rate looks good." But Dr. Patel came back in, and her face was serious. "The good news is your baby is alive, and the heartbeat is strong," she said. "But you're experiencing what we call a threatened miscarriage. You have a subchorionic hemorrhage, basically a collection of blood between the uterine wall and the placenta. It's bleeding, and that's causing the symptoms you're experiencing. Is the baby going to be okay?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "Right now, yes," she said. "But I need you to understand how serious this is. This was caused by physical stress and dehydration. Your body was pushed too hard tonight, and it's showing. We're going to admit you, get you on IV fluids, and I'm putting you on strict bed rest for at least 2 weeks. And I mean strict. No standing for long periods, no lifting anything heavy, no stress." "What happens if she doesn't follow bed rest?" Harry asked. Dr. Patel looked at both of us. "Then the bleeding could get worse and you could lose the baby completely. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you the reality of the situation." The words hit like a punch to the gut. I could lose the baby because of tonight. Because I let Olivia humiliate me. Because I stood there for hours serving drinks to people who saw me as nothing. They moved me to a room upstairs and started the IV. Harry called his mom while I lay there, staring at the ceiling. I could hear his voice in the hallway, low and angry. "She did this on purpose, Mom. No, I don't care what she says. The doctor said physical stress caused this. Yes, she's stable now, but she almost... I can't even... I need you to come, okay? I need you here." His mom arrived within 30 minutes, still wearing her pajamas with a coat thrown over them. She must have broken every speed limit to get here that fast. The second she walked into my room, her face crumpled. "Oh, sweetheart," she said, rushing to my bedside. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I started crying again because her kindness felt like too much after everything. She pulled me into a hug, careful of the IV, and just let me sob into her shoulder. "I told Olivia about the baby," she said, pulling back to look at me. I told her last week because I thought she'd be happy for you both. I thought she'd be supportive. I never imagined She knew," I said, my voice hoarse. "She knew I was pregnant, and she made me serve for hours anyway." Harry's mom looked like she might throw up. "That's not a mistake," she said quietly. "That's not a prank gone wrong. That's deliberate." Harry came back in, his face stormy. "I don't want to talk about Olivia right now," he said. "I just want to focus on you and the baby." But honestly, I couldn't stop thinking about it, about how calculated it all was. The apron, the timing, the photos, she'd planned it all knowing I was pregnant, knowing I'd be standing for hours, knowing I'd be carrying heavy trays. The nurse came to check on me around midnight. My bleeding had slowed, which was good, but they wanted to monitor me overnight. Harry refused to leave, sleeping in the uncomfortable chair next to my bed. His mom stayed too, curled up in another chair she'd pulled from somewhere. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Olivia's face, that smile, that fake sweetness. Good help is so hard to find these days. My phone buzzed around 2 a.m. I grabbed it, expecting maybe one of my sisters checking in, but it was Instagram. Notifications flooding in. I opened the app against my better judgment. Olivia had posted a long caption with a photo of her looking tearful and vulnerable. "I want to address what happened at my party tonight. What was intended as a lighthearted moment between family went horribly wrong, and I take full responsibility. I never meant to hurt anyone, especially not my sister-in-law who I care about deeply. It was supposed to be a joke, and I realize now how insensitive and cruel it was. I'm deeply sorry and asking for understanding as I reflect on my actions. Sometimes we don't see our privilege until it's too late. I'm committed to learning and growing from this. Accountability matters. Family first, you are growth mindset." I read it 3 times, feeling sicker with each word. A joke. She called it a joke. Like humiliating me was just some oopsie-daisy moment she hadn't thought through. The comments were mixed. Some people were defending her, saying everyone makes mistakes. But others, a lot of others, were ripping her apart. "You forced your pregnant SEL to serve at your party and you're calling it lighthearted? This is not accountability. This is damage control." I was there. I watched the whole thing. She wasn't joking. She was mean. That last one was from someone named Jasmine K. I clicked on her profile. She was one of the guests, someone I'd served champagne to at least 5 times. She'd posted her own video from the party, from before everything fell apart. I watched it with my heart pounding. It showed me in that apron, visibly exhausted, setting down a tray of appetizers. My hands were shaking. You could see it in the video. And Olivia was in the background, laughing with her friends, pointing at me. The caption read, "I'm ashamed I was at this party and didn't say anything. Watching this back makes me sick." She forced her pregnant sister-in-law to work her party and humiliated her publicly. There's no excuse. Do better, Olivia. The video had over 50,000 views already, and the comments on it were brutal. I showed Harry in the morning. He looked at it once, his jaw tight, then handed my phone back. "Let them," he said. "Let everyone see who she really is." His mom looked at the video too and went pale. "I'm calling her," she said. "This isn't an apology. This is her trying to save face." "Mom, don't," Harry said. "Not here, not now." But she was already dialing. We could hear Olivia answer on the second ring. "Mom, I know you're upset, but upset?" His mom's voice was shaking. "Olivia, you could have killed that baby. Do you understand that? The doctor said she's experiencing a threatened miscarriage because of what you did." Silence on the other end. "I didn't know it would." "You knew she was pregnant." His mom was crying now. "I told you in confidence, expecting you to be supportive, to be kind, and instead you used that information to plan this cruel stunt. It wasn't supposed to go this far," Olivia said, and I could hear her crying too. I don't know what I wanted. I'm sorry. Please tell her I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't fix this," Harry's mom said. "Sorry doesn't take back what you did. You're my daughter and I love you, but right now I'm ashamed of you." She hung up. The room was silent except for the beeping of my monitors. Dr. Patel came in for morning rounds and checked everything. The bleeding had stopped completely, which was good news, but she was firm about the bed rest. "I'm discharging you today, but you need to understand this isn't optional. 2 weeks minimum, no work, no standing for long periods, no lifting anything heavier than a coffee cup. Your only job is to rest and let your body heal." They sent me home with a stack of instructions and a prescription for some anti-nausea medication. Harry helped me into the car like I was made of glass. His mom followed us back to our apartment and immediately started cleaning, making food, organizing things. "Mom, you don't have to," Harry started. "Let me help." she said firmly. I need to do something. My sister started blowing up my phone around noon. My oldest sister, Jenna, called first. Are you okay? I saw some videos on Instagram and I need to know you're okay. I'm on bed rest, I told her. But the baby's okay. That's not what I asked, she said. Are you okay? I started crying again. Seemed like that's all I could do lately. No, I admitted. I'm not okay. Do you want us to come down there? She asked. Because Anna and Bridget are literally packing bags right now, ready to drive up. No, I said quickly. I can't deal with more stress right now. The doctor said, screw what the doctor said about stress. We're your sisters. Jenna, please. My voice broke. I need quiet right now. I need to just exist without anyone demanding anything from me, even if it's help, even if it's love. I just need space to breathe. She was quiet for a moment. Okay, she finally said, but we're one call away. One call and we're there. Got it? Got it. Over the next few days, more videos from the party surfaced. Different angles, different moments. One showed me nearly dropping a tray because my hands were shaking so badly. Another caught Olivia whispering something to her friend while looking at me, both of them giggling. Each video made me feel worse, like I was reliving that night over and over. But they also did something else. They made people angry, really angry. Not just at Olivia, but at everyone who'd been there and participated. The comments were vicious. How did no one stand up for her? 60 people watched this happen and laughed. Disgusting. I hope her business fails. People like this don't deserve success. That last one hit different because apparently, Olivia's business partners were paying attention. Harry's mom told us that they'd been reaching out to her, concerned about how the viral videos were affecting the company's reputation. The marketing agency specialized in family-friendly brands and lifestyle companies. Having their co-founder exposed as someone who humiliated and endangered a pregnant woman wasn't exactly on brand. Harry barely spoke for days. He worked from home, setting up his laptop on the coffee table while I lay on the couch. Every few hours he'd check on me, bring me water, make sure I was eating. But he had this haunted look in his eyes, like he was somewhere else entirely. Talk to me, I said one afternoon, catching his hand as he walked past. He sat down on the edge of the couch, not quite looking at me. I keep thinking about how many times this must have happened, he said quietly. How many times did she do something cruel to you and you just took it and I didn't notice? I didn't protect you. Harry, this isn't your fault, isn't it? He finally looked at me and his eyes were red. You're my wife. I should have seen what she was doing. I should have shut it down the first time, not let it get to this point. I didn't tell you, I said. I kept it from you because I didn't want to cause problems. Well, look where that got us. His voice cracked. You almost lost our baby because my sister is a monster and I was too blind to see it. I pulled him closer, making him lie down next to me on the couch. We stayed like that for a long time, just breathing together, trying to process what felt impossible to process. Olivia kept trying to call. Harry blocked her number. She tried texting from a different number. He blocked that too. She sent emails. He set up a filter to send them straight to trash. His mom said Olivia was calling her multiple times a day, crying, begging to explain. I don't care about her explanations, Harry told his mom during one of her visits. I care about my wife and my child, that's it. Olivia made her choice when she planned that party stunt. She's still your sister. His mom said gently, then she should have acted like it. 1 week into my bed rest, something weird started happening. A grocery delivery arrived at our door. Expensive stuff, organic produce, fancy crackers, those nice jars of jam from Whole Foods. The receipt didn't have a name on it, just said, from a friend. Harry was immediately suspicious. Did you order this? No, I said, looking through the bags. I thought maybe your mom? We called her. She hadn't sent it. We called my sisters. None of them had either. Harry wanted to refuse the delivery, but honestly, we needed groceries, and I wasn't about to waste perfectly good food because we didn't know who sent it. 3 days later, it happened again. This time, it was a cleaning service. A woman knocked on our door, professional and polite, saying she was scheduled to clean our apartment. Harry tried to send her away, but she showed him a paid receipt. Someone had booked and prepaid for 6 hours of deep cleaning. Who hired you? Harry asked. She checked her phone. The booking was made online. No name, just a note that said the client wanted to remain anonymous. Harry let her clean because, honestly, the apartment was a mess, and I felt guilty about his mom doing everything. After she left, the place looked amazing. Floors mopped, bathrooms scrubbed, even the baseboards wiped down. Harry stood in the middle of the living room, hands on his hips, looking confused. Olivia, he said finally. It has to be Olivia. Maybe, I said. But what if it's not? What if it's just someone who saw the videos and wanted to help? People don't just send anonymous groceries and cleaning services, he said. This is her trying to buy her way back into our good graces. but we couldn't prove it. And honestly, I was too exhausted to care. If someone wanted to help anonymously or not, I wasn't going to fight it. My follow-up appointment with Dr. Patel went well. The ultrasound showed the baby was still healthy, the heartbeat strong, the hemorrhage healing. She cleared me to go back to light activity after the 2 weeks were up, but warned me to take it easy for the rest of the first trimester. No more serving at parties? She said with a small smile. Definitely not, I replied. Harry's mom came over that afternoon with news. Olivia's been volunteering, she said, sitting at our kitchen table at the community center downtown. She's teaching resume writing skills and interview prep to people looking for work. Since when? Harry asked, skeptical. Since last week, apparently. The director of the center called me because Olivia listed me as a reference. She wanted to know if Olivia was genuine or if this was just for show. What did you tell her? I asked. I told her I didn't know, Harry's mom admitted. I said Olivia was going through something and trying to make amends, but that time would tell if it was real or not. Harry shook his head. Performative activism. That's all this is. Maybe, his mom said. Or maybe she's actually trying to change. I don't know, honey, I really don't. A few days later, a letter arrived. Not an email, not a text. An actual handwritten letter addressed to me. The return address was Olivia's. Harry saw it first and held it up, asking silently if I wanted him to throw it away. I took it from him and opened it. Her handwriting was shaky, like she'd been crying while writing it. Dear Name, I don't expect you to read this. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I need you to know some things. Even if they don't excuse what I did, I grew up poor. Not working class like your family, but actually poor. Food stamps poor. Eviction notices poor. My mom worked 3 jobs and we still barely scraped by. Harry doesn't remember much of it because he was so young, but I remember everything. When Dad's business finally took off and we moved into a better neighborhood, I swore I'd never go back to that life. I became obsessed with money, with status, with proving I belonged in these wealthy circles. I built my entire identity around not being that poor kid anymore. And then you came along, and you weren't ashamed of where you came from. You talked about your parents' jobs with pride. You wore normal clothes to fancy events. You didn't care about impressing people, and I hated you for it. I hated that you had the confidence I spent years trying to fake. What I did at the party wasn't a joke. It was me trying to make you feel as small as I've always felt inside. I wanted you to be ashamed, like I was ashamed. And when I found out you were pregnant, something in me broke. I've been trying to get pregnant for 3 years. 3 years of failures and disappointments and feeling like my body was broken. And you got pregnant so easily. I'm not telling you this to make excuses. There is no excuse for endangering you and your baby. I'm telling you this because you deserve to understand why I became someone capable of such cruelty. I'm in therapy now, twice a week. I'm volunteering at the community center, working with people who remind me of my childhood. I'm trying to face the parts of myself I've been running from for 20 years. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to know that I see what I did. I see how wrong it was. And I'm trying to become someone who would never do that again. I'm sorry. I will never stop being sorry. Olivia. I read it 3 times, my hands shaking. Harry watched me, trying to read my reaction. What does it say? He finally asked. I handed it to him. He read it in silence, his jaw working. When he finished, he set it down on the table and stared at it. That's a lot of words, he said eventually. But words are easy. Actions are what matter. I know, I said. But at least she's not pretending it was an accident anymore. Does that make it better? He asked. No, I admitted. But it makes make sense. In a terrible, twisted way. The anonymous deliveries kept coming. Meal kits, another cleaning service, a gift card to a prenatal massage place. Each time, Harry got more convinced it was Olivia. And honestly, I was starting to agree. The timing was too perfect. The generosity too specific. She's trying to buy forgiveness, Harry said after the 4th delivery. Maybe, I said. Or maybe she knows we won't accept help directly. So she's doing it this way. That's manipulative. That's desperate, I countered. There's a difference. My 12-week checkup arrived, the official end of the first trimester. The baby was perfect. Strong heartbeat, measuring right on track, no signs of complications. Dr. Patel actually smiled when she looked at the screen. This is what we like to see, she said. You did good, Mama. Taking that bed rest seriously saved this pregnancy. I cried in the exam room, relief flooding through me. Harry held my hand and kissed my forehead. And for the first time in weeks, I felt like maybe things would actually be okay. When we got home, there was another letter, this time from Olivia's husband, Jake. I'd only met him a handful of times. He traveled a lot for work and wasn't at the party long before he left. His letter was shorter, more direct. I'm sorry I wasn't there to stop what happened. I left early for a work call and didn't know about Olivia's plans. When I saw the videos online, I was horrified. I've told Olivia that what she did was unforgivable, and we've started marriage counseling because this incident revealed problems I'd been ignoring for too long. Olivia has struggled with jealousy and insecurity our entire marriage, especially around her brother and his happiness. I've watched her spiral over your pregnancy, and I should have gotten her help sooner. That's on me. I'm not asking you to forgive her. I'm asking you to know that I see what she did, and I'm making sure she gets the help she needs. You don't deserve to worry about whether she's truly changing or just pretending. That's my job now. Jake, at least he's being honest, I said, showing Harry the letter. Harry's dad came home from his business trip that week and called an emergency family meeting. Harry didn't want to go, didn't want me around that stress, but his dad was insistent. We need to address this as a family, he said over the phone. What Olivia did affects all of us, and we need to deal with it properly. The meeting was scheduled for Sunday afternoon at Harry's parents' house. Harry made me promise to tell him immediately if I felt stressed or uncomfortable, and we'd leave right away. We showed up 15 minutes late on purpose. Harry's parents were already there, sitting in the living room looking nervous. Jake was there too, sitting stiffly on the couch. And then Olivia walked in. She looked terrible. Her hair was pulled back in a messy bun, no makeup, wearing sweatpants and an old college hoodie. Nothing like the polished businesswoman from the party. She had dark circles under her eyes and she'd lost weight. When she saw me, her face crumpled and she started crying. "I'm so sorry," she said immediately, not even sitting down. "I'm so sorry. I know it doesn't fix anything. I know you have no reason to believe me, but I need you to know I'm sorry." Harry's dad held up a hand. "Sit down, Olivia. Let's do this properly." She sat, still crying, twisting her hands in her lap. Jake put his hand on her knee, steadying her. Harry's dad looked at all of us. "This family has a problem," he said bluntly. "We've let things fester, we've made excuses, and it resulted in something that could have ended in tragedy. We're here to address it, not to sweep it under the rug." He turned to Olivia. "What you did was cruel, calculated, and dangerous. You endangered your sister-in-law and your future niece or nephew. You humiliated someone who has only ever been kind to you, and you did it out of jealousy and spite. Is that an accurate summary?" Olivia nodded, wiping her eyes. "Yes." "Then explain to us why," he said. "And I want the truth, not excuses." Olivia took a shaky breath. "I've been jealous of them since they got engaged," she said, looking at me and Harry. "Not because I don't love Harry, but because they're so happy, so easy together. Jake and I fight all the time about money and work and everything. And when Mom told me they were pregnant, I lost it. I've had 2 miscarriages this year, 2. And seeing her get pregnant so easily felt like the universe was mocking me. I felt a pang of sympathy despite everything. I knew she'd been trying to conceive, but I didn't know about the miscarriages. So I planned the party stunt," she continued. "I wanted to make her feel small because I felt small. I wanted her to be embarrassed because I was embarrassed about my own life. And I knew she was pregnant, and some horrible part of me didn't care. I wanted her to struggle like I was struggling." The room was silent. Even Harry, who'd been so angry, looked shocked by her honesty. "That's evil," Harry said finally. "You know that, right? That's actually evil." "I know," Olivia whispered. "I know." Harry's mom was crying silently. His dad looked older than I'd ever seen him. "Words are easy," Harry said, echoing what he told me before. "You can sit here and cry and apologize, but that doesn't mean anything. Actions mean something. So what are you going to do? Besides therapy and volunteering, what actual change are you going to make?" Olivia looked at Jake, who nodded encouragingly. "I'm stepping back from the marketing agency," she said. "Jake and I are selling our condo and moving somewhere smaller. I'm going to focus on therapy and figuring out who I am without all the money and status. And I'm going to respect whatever boundaries you set, even if that means never seeing you or the baby." "That's a start," Harry's dad said. "But it's going to take years to rebuild trust, Olivia. Years, not weeks or months. Do you understand that?" "Yes," she said. He turned to me. "And you have every right to set whatever boundaries you need. If you never want to see Olivia again, that's valid. If you need a year, that's valid. Whatever you need to feel safe, we'll respect it." I looked at Olivia, really looked at her. She was a mess, broken in a way that felt genuine, but genuine didn't erase what she'd done. "I can't forgive you right now," I said carefully. "Maybe not ever. What you did could have killed my baby. That's not something I can just get over because you're sorry." "I understand," Olivia said, her voice small. "But," I continued, "if you're serious about changing, If this isn't just performance, then maybe eventually we can be civil. Not friends, maybe not even family, really, but civil. That's more than I deserve, Olivia said. Yeah, Harry added. It is. The meeting ended awkwardly. Olivia and Jake left first, followed by us. Harry's mom hugged me extra tight before we left. Thank you for coming, she said. I know that was hard. It was, I admitted, but it needed to happen. The anonymous deliveries stopped after that meeting. I figured Olivia knew we knew it was her, so there was no point continuing the charade. But a few weeks later, something different arrived. A handmade baby blanket with a note. I knit this myself. I understand if you don't want to keep it. Oh, the blanket was beautiful. Soft yellow with little white ducks along the border. Harry held it up, examining the stitches. She's never knit anything in her life, he said, surprised. Look at this. These stitches are all different sizes. She clearly just learned how to do this. What do we do with it? I asked. Harry looked at the blanket for a long time. We keep it, he said finally. Not because we forgive her, but because it's for the baby. And the baby didn't do anything wrong. We put it in the nursery closet, out of sight, but not thrown away. I went back to work part-time, just light projects from home. My design clients had been understanding about my absence, but 2 of them had found other designers when I disappeared. One of them, a small startup, literally said, "We saw those party photos and thought you were actually hired help. So we figured you weren't a designer anymore." I lost it when Harry got home that day. 2 years of building a reputation, and Olivia destroyed it in one night, I said, crying angry tears. I have to start over because people think I'm a servant, not a professional. Harry was furious all over again. Send me their information, he said. I'll contact them myself and explain what actually happened. No, I said. I don't want your family drama mixed into my business. I'll rebuild on my own. But it stung. It really stung. Olivia made her Instagram account private after the client situation. Harry's mom said she'd stopped posting entirely. Even privately, the marketing agency's website no longer listed her as a partner. She'd actually followed through on stepping back. Jake sent us updates every few weeks, not asking for anything, just letting us know what was happening. Olivia was in intensive therapy 3 times a week now. They'd sold the condo and moved into a modest 2-bedroom apartment in a quieter neighborhood. She'd stopped seeing most of her wealthy friends and was spending weekends volunteering at a women's shelter. I don't know if she's doing this for herself or for you, Jake wrote in one message. But either way, she's doing it. That has to count for something, does it? Harry asked me after reading the message. I don't know, I admitted. I want to believe people can change, but she hurt us so badly. She almost killed our baby, Harry said flatly. I don't care how much therapy she gets. I don't know if I can get past that. My sisters finally came to visit once I was in my 2nd trimester and feeling more stable. The 4 of us sat in my living room eating pizza while they caught me up on family drama. It felt normal, blessedly normal. So are you going to let the evil sister-in-law meet the baby? Jenna asked bluntly. Jenna, my youngest sister Anna, hissed. Subtle. What? We're all thinking it. I sighed. I don't know. Harry doesn't want her anywhere near us. His parents think we should give her a chance eventually. I'm tired of thinking about it. Then don't, Bridget said. You're growing a human. That's your only job right now. Let everyone else figure out their drama. Easier said than done. But I appreciated the sentiment. Harry's birthday was coming up in a few weeks. His mom called to ask if we'd come to a small family dinner. Just us, she promised. Your parents, your dad, me, and Jake. Is Olivia going to be there? Harry asked immediately. She asked if she could come, his mom admitted. But I told her it's your decision. If you say no, she won't be there. I promise. Harry looked at me. What do you think? It's your birthday, I said. Your choice. He thought about it for a long time. 1 hour. He finally told his mom, she can come for 1 hour. If she says anything that upsets either of us, she leaves immediately. No arguments. His mom agreed. The day of the dinner, I was nervous. My bump was showing now, impossible to hide, and I didn't know how Olivia would react to seeing it. Harry kept asking if I wanted to cancel, but I told him it was fine. We'd committed to this. Olivia showed up early, which surprised me. She was in the kitchen with Harry's mom when we arrived, and I could see her through the doorway rolling out dough for something. She was wearing normal clothes, jeans, and a simple sweater, her hair in a ponytail. When she saw us, she immediately looked at my stomach. Her eyes filled with tears, but she blinked them back. Hi, she said softly. Thank you for letting me come. Harry just nodded stiffly. I managed a small hello. The dinner was awkward, but not terrible. Olivia sat at the far end of the table and barely spoke unless spoken to. She'd made homemade rolls, which Harry's dad complimented. She served everyone else first, a deliberate reversal of the party, and only sat down to eat after everyone else had their plates. During dessert, Harry's mom brought out a cake she'd made, and everyone sang happy birthday. Olivia's voice was quiet, barely audible. After cake, she stood up. I should go, she said. I promised an hour and it's been about that. Wait, Harry said, and everyone looked at him. I need to say something first. Olivia sat back down nervous. I'm still angry, Harry said, carefully. I don't know when I won't be angry anymore. Maybe never. But Mom told me about the therapy and the volunteering and the changes you're making. And I can see you're trying. So I'm not ready to forgive you, but I'm willing to not actively hate you. That's the best I can do right now. Olivia nodded, tears running down her face. That's more than I expected, she said. Thank you. She left a few minutes later, hugging Harry's mom at the door. Jake stayed a little longer, helping clean up. She's really trying, he said to us quietly in the kitchen. I know you have no reason to believe that, but I see her every day. She's facing things she's avoided her whole life. It's not easy. Good, Harry said, not unkindly. It shouldn't be easy. Jake nodded. Fair enough. The next morning, I woke up to a text from an unknown number. This is Olivia. I know I don't have the right to ask this, but would you be willing to meet me for lunch sometime? Just us. I understand if the answer is no. I showed Harry. He frowned. Do you want to? I don't know, I said honestly. Part of me wants to tell her off without an audience. Part of me wants to understand, and part of me just wants to never see her again. Whatever you decide, I support it, Harry said. But you don't owe her anything. Remember that. I thought about it for 3 days before responding. Okay, one lunch. You pick the place. She chose a quiet cafe near my apartment, neutral territory. I showed up 5 minutes late on purpose, needing that small power move. Olivia was already there, sitting in a corner booth, stirring a cup of tea nervously. Thank you for coming, she said when I sat down. I wasn't sure you would. I wasn't sure either, I admitted. We ordered food, making small talk about the menu, both of us avoiding the real conversation. When the server left, Olivia took a deep breath. I need to apologize to you properly, she said. Not in a letter, not at a family meeting where everyone's watching, just you and me. Okay, I said carefully. I spent years making you feel worthless, she said, her voice shaking. The cheap plates at dinner, the fake designer bag for your birthday, making comments about your parents' jobs. I was systematically trying to make you feel like you didn't belong in this family, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She pulled out a notebook, and I realized she'd actually written everything down. I made a list of every time I can remember being cruel to you. I wanted to apologize for each one specifically, not just give you a blanket sorry. And she did. She went through every incident, every subtle dig, every deliberate slight. Some I remembered vividly, others I'd blocked out or tried to forget. Hearing her acknowledge each one, seeing her take ownership, was surreal. The party was the worst thing I've ever done, she said finally, not just because of what happened, but because I knew. I knew you were pregnant and I did it anyway. I wanted you to suffer. I wanted you to feel humiliated and small and worthless. And when I saw you bleeding, her voice broke, I realized I'd become a monster. I'd become someone capable of hurting an innocent person and their baby because I was jealous. Why are you telling me this? I asked. What do you want from me? Nothing, she said. I don't want anything. I'm telling you this because you deserve to hear it. You deserve to know that everything I did to you was about my own insecurity and hatred of myself. It was never about you. You were always good enough. You were always kind and genuine and everything I pretended to be. I just couldn't see it through my own bitterness. We sat in silence for a while. I picked at my salad, trying to process everything. I can't forgive you right now, I said finally. What you did could have killed my baby. I understand your explanation, and I'm glad you're getting help. But understanding isn't the same as forgiving. I know, she said. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm asking for the chance to be better, to be the person I should have been from the start. Even if you never forgive me, even if you never let me near your baby, I need to change for my own sake. What if you get pregnant? I asked. What if you're holding your baby someday and you're happy, and you forget all this therapy and growth? She looked down at her hands. Jake and I decided to stop trying, she said quietly, at least for now. We're focusing on our marriage and our mental health. If we have kids someday, great. If we don't, we'll find other ways to build a meaningful life. But I can't keep tying my worth to whether my body can do this one thing. That surprised me. That's a big decision. Yeah, she said, but I think it's the right one. I was becoming someone I didn't recognize. The jealousy was eating me alive. We talked for another hour, not about the party, but about her therapy, about the changes she was making, about her childhood. She told me things Harry had never mentioned, about their mom working multiple jobs, about eating cereal for dinner because there was nothing else, about kids at school making fun of her clothes. I'm not telling you this to excuse what I did, she said, but I want you to understand where it came from. I built this perfect image because I was terrified of being that poor kid again. And when you came along and didn't care about image, it threatened everything I'd built. That's a you problem, I said, not a me problem. I know, she agreed, and I'm working on it. That's all I can do. When we left the cafe, I felt not better exactly, but less angry. Understanding someone's pain doesn't erase what they did, but it makes sense in a way that simple malice doesn't. I told Harry about the lunch when I got home. He listened carefully, not interrupting. "So, what now?" he asked when I finished. "I don't know," I admitted. I told her forgiveness will take time. A lot of time. Years. "Maybe. Are you open to her being part of the baby's life eventually?" he asked. I thought about it. Maybe. After the baby's born. After we see if these changes stick. After at least 6 months of consistent behavior. Then maybe. Harry nodded slowly. "That's fair. More fair than I would be, honestly." Olivia kept her distance after that lunch. No more texts, no more anonymous deliveries. Just quiet existence on the periphery of our lives. Harry's mom would mention her occasionally, updates on therapy or volunteering. But Olivia herself stayed away. My second trimester flew by. The baby was healthy, growing perfectly. We found out we were having a girl, which made everything feel more real. Harry cried during the ultrasound when the tech showed us her tiny hands and feet. We started setting up the nursery, painting the walls a soft lavender, building the crib, organizing tiny clothes. My sisters threw me a baby shower, and Harry's parents came. They asked if we wanted to invite Olivia. "Not yet," I said. "It's too soon." They understood. The shower was beautiful, filled with love and laughter, and none of the tension from the past months. For a few hours, I forgot about everything that had happened and just enjoyed being celebrated. But that night, Harry showed me a message from Jake. "Olivia wanted you to know she's happy for you, even from a distance. She bought a gift but didn't want to make things awkward by sending it. I have it if you ever want it." "Do you want it?" Harry asked. "Not now," I said, "but tell him to hold on to it. Maybe later." At my next checkup, my doctor asked if I'd experienced any unusual stress or complications since the threatened miscarriage. I told her no, everything had been calm. "Good," she said. "The baby looks great. You did everything right." I cried a little in the parking lot after that appointment, relief washing over me. We'd made it. Despite everything, despite Olivia's cruelty and the bleeding and the terror, we'd made it. Harry held me while I cried, his hand on my belly, our baby kicking against his palm. "She's strong," he said, "just like her mom." 3 weeks later, Olivia reached out again, this time through Harry's mom, asking if she could come to Harry's parents' house when we were visiting, just to say hello. No long conversations, no deep talks, just a simple hello. Harry and I talked about it. We were at 6 months of visible change from Olivia, 6 months of therapy, of volunteering, of staying away and respecting boundaries. "What do you think?" I asked Harry. "I think," he paused, thinking carefully. "I think she's earned a hello, not forgiveness, not trust, but a hello." So we said yes. She came over on a Sunday afternoon. I was 7 months pregnant, big enough that walking was getting harder. Olivia walked in, saw my belly, and her eyes filled with tears again. "Congratulations," she said softly. "You look beautiful." "Thank you," I said, surprised by how much I meant it. We sat in the living room for maybe 20 minutes. Small talk, nothing deep. She asked about the baby, about my health, about Harry's work. She didn't overstay, didn't push for more than we offered. As she was leaving, she turned back. "I know I don't deserve to ask this, but when she's born, would it be okay if I sent a gift? Not to your house, just through mom. So you can decide if you want to accept it or not." I looked at Harry. He shrugged slightly, leaving it up to me. "Okay," I said, "but small, nothing extravagant." "A book?" she said. "Just a book, that's all." She left, and Harry's mom looked at me hopefully. "That was good, right? That was progress?" "Yeah," I admitted. That was progress. That night, lying in bed, Harry asked me something he'd never asked before. "Do you think you'll ever really forgive her?" "Honestly," I said, "I don't know. Some days I think maybe eventually. Other days I remember bleeding on her marble floor and I want to never see her again. So I guess we'll see." "That's fair," he said, kissing my forehead. "That's really fair." 2 months later, our daughter was born. 8 pounds, 3 ounces, perfectly healthy. They placed her on my chest, and I sobbed, overwhelmed by love and relief and gratitude. Harry cut the cord, his hands shaking, tears streaming down his face. "She's here," he kept saying. "She's really here." We named her Elena, after my grandmother. Harry's parents came to the hospital to meet her, both of them crying and taking hundreds of photos. My sisters came next, crowding around the bed, cooing over tiny Elena. "Did you tell Olivia?" Harry's mom asked carefully. "Not yet," Harry said. "We'll figure that out later." But Jake sent us a message that evening. "I told Olivia. I hope that's okay. She cried for an hour and said to tell you congratulations." A week later, a package arrived at Harry's parents' house. Inside was a children's book, The Velveteen Rabbit, with a note tucked into the cover for Elena. "May she always know she's real and loved. Aunt Olivia." Harry's mom brought it to our house, nervous. "She wanted you to have it," she said. "But I can take it back if you don't want it." I took the book, opened it, read the inscription. Something in my chest cracked. just a little. We'll keep it, I said. She can read it when she's older. Are you gonna let Olivia meet her? Harry's mom asked. Harry and I looked at each other. 6 months of changed behavior had turned into 8, then 9. Olivia had stayed consistent, stayed respectful, stayed distant when needed. Eventually, I said, but not yet. We need time with just us first, just our family. Let's say 6 more months. If she stays on this path, if the changes are real and lasting, then maybe? Olivia agreed when Harry's mom told her. No arguments, no guilt trips, just acceptance. Thank you, was all she said. Thank you for leaving the door open.